You are now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
All right, man. 600. He responds back to Baby Shooter and Jefe. And I know a lot of y'all on the net, people comment like, hold up.
So you have 600 crashing out on Young and Jefe because there's a Flu Flame, a Skull Dug, and a Larson. Flex, what's the deal, bro? Top of the morning. Let's get
Hold up, man. We got 60 cents. This is supposed 600. Man, let's go over and see what he talking about, man.
We called this nigga 60 Cent. Goodness gracious.
Boy, like 60 cents with all that Jerry on.
Cut the music. So it's been a lot going on in YouTube world. You feel me? It's been a lot going on. You know what I mean? And the shooter thing. You know what I mean?
Why is he dressed like that? Why he got that watch on? Why he got that? Wait, hold on. Let's this whole situation right here is barbonicles. This whole situation right here is barbonicles. He got a silver cash. Let me hear this. Let me see this. The boy got the fake Cardi on. The fake Cardi. The fake Cardi. The fake Cardi. The fake Cardi. The it's not cash money. It's like nickel change. It's not cash money. It's like nickel change. This gold one might be real, but this is wild. Okay.
I mean, we hashed that out. Let's just talk about that right quick. Cause y'all probably wondering, like, what's going on, man? Y'all beefing or what? So Shooter was like, he was my little nigga at one point. You feel me? And when all the audios came out about what was going on in the county jail, my first post was, why they get on Shooter like that? And played the audio, right? So I'll be talking to his peoples, you feel me?
I just want to know why he on here looking like, you a gangster, but you never pop nothing. Said you a wankster, and you need to stop fronting. Like that nigga, man.
And
all right, I seen them videos. I seen a video when you was in the car, you was going in on him, man. You was going all the way in on him, called him a couple of names and a couple other things. But hey, if y'all hashed it out, y'all got on the phone and talk, there's nothing wrong with that.
How do you guys feel about all the disrespect being distributed on the internet, and then dudes, for lack of better words, like working things out behind the scenes? Like, what do you guys think about that? It's a lot of disrespect behind the scenes. You feel me? And it's a lot of, So let me know what y'all think about that.
Yes, at some point, men got to be men, right? Can't think like little boys no more.
Man got to be man, like Young and Jefe said.
When you, especially in this age, man, when you up, I'm a little older than all these guys, so I understand. But at some point, yeah, you do got to be a man. But hey, man, it is what it is. It could be a trick too. Act like we cool, and when we see you, split your goddamn head in half. That's how I go, also. But hey, man, if these guys is cool, more problem to him, man. I mean, how they say, more props to him, man. It's all good. Let's get back to it.
when I posted that, his people was like, hey, Shooter said he on your bumper, bro. You on the list. I'm like, what? They got me fucked up. They don't know who cut thing he talking to. I show a nigga who own a nigga how to get on the list, bro. But I still didn't really get on him yet. I'm just really reacting to everybody else.
I don't think that anyone's actually worried about 600 should he decide to get on them. That jury is crazy work. That jury is crazy work. You feel me? So
Us is saying, reposting what they saying and saying what they said, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And he didn't like that. You feel me? Start talking spicy. So I called Wack. I said, hey, bro, get your boy on the phone, man. You feel what I'm saying? Can you get him on the phone? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what up? Like, what's the problem, bro? You start this. He's like, what you talking about? I said, bro, you started this shit, bro. I was talking to your peoples. Your peoples told me, you said, nigga, you on my bumper and I'm on your list. He said, huh? I ain't say that.
Yeah, so I guess on this episode, 600 is playing a gangster, not a cop. On this episode, I think that he's, playing a gang member, and he's not playing a police officer. I think that that's the character.
So the homie, who we know mutually, was joking with me, like playing, because I'm like joking. He like, nigga, you on the list. We'll do Omar coming, right? So I'm like, I take that type of shit serious. You feel me? So I don't play like that. You feel what I'm saying? So once we figured out
what the man, Hollywood. Hey, listen, man, we need some directors ASAP.
Yeah, because this right here is like a terrible Timu soap opera. This is like a terrible Timu soap opera.
ASAP. We need some writers and we need some directors, man. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all could get a lot of these guys off the internet. This would be the coolest movie ever. I don't know why ain't nobody seen it. I know we got a couple of directors. It's Spike Lee probably didn't watch some of our channels. If you can gather up every guy off YouTube, you had the baddest, dopest movie from LA. From all this stuff. When I say LA, I'm talking about everybody. Compton, Watts, Long Beach, Inglewood, all this stuff. All this stuff. Lakewood, Downey, I don't want Paramount. I don't want to miss nobody. But if y'all can get a camera crew of everybody that's on this internet, West LA, all that, and put them in the movie, this will be a blockbuster. Yes, it will. Boy, you got some acting ass. Everybody on here acting for real, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Let's get back to it and see what's going on, man. Let's go.
it was a miscommunication, I said, bro.
Now, again, it's crazy how a lot of these things turn into miscommunications. You feel me? But
you didn't say that? That's my bad. I apologize, my nigga. I don't want no problem with you, bro. I said, man, while we're on the phone, I'm gonna delete all that shit right now. You feel me? Say no more. It's gone. Don't worry about it, bro. You feel me? You home now? We're gonna figure it out. We'll holler in a couple of days. You feel me? I'm out the way. You feel me? I'm back now. So, that's just what that was. We hashed that out. We solid. You feel me? Whatever he got going on, you feel me? That's over with. That's why I took my.
All right, that's cool. It's over with. I did look the video. I think the videos took down. Like I say, man, I ain't got no problem with men being men. Now, it's easy to be a boy. It's easy to go get your little pistol and ride by and lay it out. That's easy. We know that's easy work. It's easy to catch somebody slip and pull up on them and lay them out like a sheep. All this. So let's
actually not. It's actually not, because a lot of you dudes talk about it, but it hasn't really been done. And it's actually, it was that easy. You guys would be actually doing that.
Get down. No. Let's go back to what we know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back. That's why a lot of us on the internet now, we ain't in that no more. We ain't doing that no more. But don't forget that those were times when dudes was living that lifestyle. And they know how I go. Professionals. A lot of people professionals at that. So, I'm all with it. If these two brothers can hash it out, like I said earlier, and be cool, then it's cool, man. I get it, man. A lot of people said, no, man, y'all supposed to go down. No. If they can hash it out, then that's cool too, man. Hey, we all grown, man. At the end of the day, these dudes got kids. And at this point, man, I'm pretty sure that y'all all understand that this is just the days of our lives,
Yeah, this is like a ghetto soap opera, bro. This is just like gang banging novellas at this point.
All my children, all my YouTube children.
All my gangbangers.
What this is, man.
He was down, he took his down. Next thing, young and Jefe don't care nothing about what the checks say. That's my low, cuz. You feel me? And you know what? I made a video yesterday. Let me play the video. I made a video yesterday, and I broke down in the video things that's going on. You feel me?
Man, this is the thing. All right, so shout out Young Ant. You know what I'm saying? That's my low. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really see nothing really coming in.
Boy, that boy on that dope for real. Boy, all that dancing and shit. Boy, that's that good caviar. That shit hitting the streets like 1980 again. That's that good body. That's that ooh-wee.
That good pokiaka. That good yay. That stacking cards and swiping chips. Dum, 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 dum. My money's getting bigger. The road is getting quicker. Money talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep through the night. That's what that is. I know you got that. See your face on the glass. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Through the night. I think it's excited to be through the night. Take it through the night.
Man, let me get a dime and pay you back on Friday, man. You know I get paid Friday. Man, let me clean your yard up, go back there and clean that dog shit up, man. Just give me a bump. I'm telling y'all that shit is that pure Peruvian is back on the streets.
In between that, you feel what I'm saying? We got a relationship, and you know, we don't talk every day, but you know, every time I call, you pick up the phone, and every time
y'all get the point, same old shit, right? So, you know, I'm like, basically, that's my boy. You feel me? We done been through what we've been through, and you know, we locked in no matter what. Him and somebody else got going on. I said the same thing, Wack. I said, Wack, my big bro. We locked in, and no matter what he got going on with somebody, we're going to be locked in. I can't really see nothing coming in between that. You feel me? So I deleted all that. You feel me? And also on some of that, I spoke on Shooter on a few things. You feel me? And he was kind of triggered from that. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to Young Ant, right? So I made a video talking about Wack 100, and I need to tell Wack, he got to pick a side, basically like you're going to be the authority or this, that, and the other. Number one, no harm, no foul. I'm not about to tell no nigga nothing, bro. You feel me?
All right. Yeah, you know, you can take it how you want to take it, man. But sometimes, man, all jokes aside, a lot of people want you to do that because you cool with this person and you cool with them. It's like, man, nah, you over there hanging. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you dealing with somebody and that's your enemy and you see somebody that you dealing with your enemy, then quite natural, you're going to cut ties with them because you're not going to trust them. You're going to feel like, man, I don't trust you, man. You know, I could be telling you something. You could be running back over there telling, or however the case may be. That's just how it go. But at the end of the day, I don't trip off that, man. I don't care who people mess with. If I mess with a dude and I see him mess with somebody that me and him got an issue with, I just know how far I keep it on whatever relationship, whatever we got it on, and we talking about cars. That's all we talking about is cars. We not talking about nothing else. You know, you got to feed them with a long handle spoon, man.
That's how it goes, dude. When it comes to these people in YouTube land, you can't get nobody too close because when they get too close, they do the most.
That's it. That's all. You know, I wouldn't even tell nobody that, hey, man, you know, I don't mess with dude. I should be seeing you over there mess with. I don't even do that. I don't do it at all. I let people do what they want to do and do it how they do it, man. Let's get back to this.
I mean, and we done been through this before. Like, bro, I'm not telling no nigga nothing. In fact, we embrace and we put up with and encourage the fuck shit that we do together.
Hey, can you imagine if you was doing something and you seen 600 as your security guard? Would you feel safe? Would you feel secure? Would you feel like your life is in good hands? Like, would you feel like safe and taken care of? Would you feel like this is something that, you know, just you're cool with this guy being here to protect your life? You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? So whatever fuck shit you might think is fuck shit that Wack do, I embrace that. I encourage him to do that. We love the bullshit. This is what we do. So, no, I'm not about to tell him nothing, bro. He see your videos how I see him. You know what I'm saying? He send them to me, I send them to you. You know what I mean? I send them to him. We all be laughing. You feel? I'm dying laughing to that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not going to tell him nothing because I'm making fun of you and I'm laughing at you. Got you.
Yeah, but this is what you gotta understand, Ant. This ain't the streets. This is the YouTube streets. You feel me? So,
shout out Milk, man. Milk 74. He came up with that. Milk, you should have patented that. You should have got that trademark, the YouTube street.
Milk actually did not come up with that. We were making fun of Milk in my chat, and we said that the only place Milk was cracking was in the YouTube streets, and then he went from there. So Milk actually did not make that up. He was being made fun of, and it was being used towards him because somebody in my chat was like, Milk's only cracking in the YouTube streets. And Milk got really upset about it and then DM me about it. And he was like, why would you say that I'm only cracking in the YouTube streets? I'm a real blah, 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 blah. And then he started saying that he was in the YouTube streets.
If you would have got that trademark, whoa, you would be up. Well, I don't think you could trademark YouTube, but if you spell it some different type of way. But that's the first person I ever heard saying YouTube streets. Milk 74.
Yeah, I don't know why he's saying that. Maybe that is the first place that Rick Rock heard it. I'll give him that, but in chat, we know better.
You
That's why Flex and Flash is confused right now.
saying he playing police games by threatening to delete all your social media. Now I remember, Ant, hold on, keep your same energy. About a year ago, probably less than that, you was like, man, listen, man, I think you was on No Jumper. Listen, man, you know, beefing with dude, niggas pages start getting snatched and all that, man. I'm not beefing with dude. I don't want no parts of that, man. I'm gonna just leave dude alone. I think you said something like that, bro. You feel me? I think you said something like, because you know, Wack know all the YouTube and Instagram people. Nigga wake up morning and can't log into his YouTube and can't log into his Instagram. And that's just how he play. You feel me? He not in the streets no more, bro. That's how he play dirty. He go after it all. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't beef with niggas like that because I ain't got time to be I ain't got time, bro. You feel me? I ain't got time for accounts and shit to be shut down, and I ain't got time for that, bro. He play all the way. He like me. You feel me? We can be caught with it, but my suggestion is this, man. It's not just
now when it comes down to it. 600 is basically making it clear, Young and Jefe, what side of the fence that he stands on. So if Young and Jefe does continue to maintain a relationship with 600, it's to his own detriment because 600 is making it abundantly clear what side of the fence he stands on right now. He's making it abundantly clear what side of the fence that he's playing for right now. So, should 600, be, why is my girl's hair on my beard? We was doing some things this morning. That's my business. Should 600 continue to push this issue and push this direction at Young and Jefe, Young and Jefe will be, basically just getting what he deserves. You feel me? I got you, babe.
Anybody, just leave Wack alone. You feel me? Like, and I'm
all right. Now, you got a lot of people that don't like Wack. And a lot of people make money off the content. Putting a name in the title, you're going to make content. As of right now, I think his name is one of the biggest in the LA content world. It's a few. If y'all know anything about the internet, so you got a lot of people that really don't know. They don't know how the algorithm works.
It's interesting that the situation with 600 and Young Ant is definitely going to become extremely detrimental for Young Ant at this rate because, again, 600 is telling you what side of the fence that he's standing on. He's making it abundantly clear of whose side that he's standing on, and it's not the side of Young and Jefe.
So when they get on here, why y'all doing this and doing that? That's because y'all don't understand how it works. Certain names get you the views. Why you think you see certain channels, they don't got no views because they talking about the dude who stole a pack of horses and rode to the liquor store and stole a pack of camels and ran out. That don't do nothing. Nobody know who the dude that stole a pack of camels and a horse. But if you say some of the guy's name who's popping on here, it's a few names that you could say. You just got to know how to word the titles and it'll do numbers. So that's why a lot of people do it. They ain't going to stop doing that. They'll take a chance of getting their stuff. They not going to stop that. And furthermore, it shouldn't.
Nah, it's not going to happen. The dudes stopping from getting their chili off this YouTube space, we've already realized that situation is going to be what it's going to be to the end of time.
Nobody care about when
or until the end of YouTube.
See a lot of stuff. Should nobody care about what nobody's saying on here? That works in your favor. If you know marketing and brand, that works. I don't know why dudes get in their feelings when people talk about them. It works. It works in your favor. What's the problem? If somebody say anything about you on here, it's running your name. It's like a commercial. You shouldn't be that in your feelings and in your emotions where you care. Now, all you got to do is just come back and shoot another video. If y'all not going to do nothing, I know how to talk. Man, listen, I'm one of the best. Y'all see what the stuff I do. I had people getting out of their character, doing everything. And as soon as it works for a few days, go up. What you on here for?
Nah, when it comes down to it, man, the YouTube space is just pretty much the YouTube space. We all on here for entertainment, man. At this point, if you take any of this stuff serious, any of these guys serious, you just need to find something better to do with your space, something better to do with your day. You feel me?
What you on here for? You know, you're going to be like the guys in jail who ain't got no action no more. It's over with. Let's get back to this.
I'm going to say this to Wack too. Wack getting to it with everybody. Yes, he getting to it with everybody, man. You feel me? So I can't say it's your fault, Ant, because Wack getting to it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. But my advice to anybody, just leave Wack alone. You feel me? If he telling you, he letting you breathe. If he telling you, he giving you
So basically, 600 is telling Young and Jefe he better submit to Wack. That's basically what he's
a
saying.
pass, if he telling you like I ain't tripping, just let him not trip. You feel me? Just kind of like ignore him a little bit. You feel me? But when you antagonizing, he starts like, getting into the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And I know him. I done seen him do it. You know what I mean? So, I believe that he sent like 5 pages to his YouTube people in wherever city, state they in, and it was gonna shut him down like real quick. And he told me like, nah, I ain't gonna fuck with that because, as much as we not seeing eye to eye, he do got a family. And he can't provide for his family where he at based on the circumstance. So I'm gonna let him breathe a little.
No.
So 600 is literally just regurgitating what Wack has already said. So with that all being said, it's just a Flu Flammer, Skull Douglas, and Larson situation. Do you guys think that 600 should be more loyal to Young and Jefe, or do you think that 600 is making the right decision by choosing Wack's side and basically telling Young and Jefe, hey man, leave him alone unless you want him to take your page? Because 600 is definitely telling Young and Jefe to apologize and submit. That's where that goes. I'll let y'all wrap up this last little bit of the Compton Rick Rock 1-2 step situation like Sierra.
I'm gonna say this: dudes in jail, and this is some real shit.
Fake gang members turn real cops. It's crazy.
They most smart. They know how to get to it, man. Put it like that, man. I don't care how you look at it, man. Dudes in jail got more money than dudes on the streets, man. Dudes on the streets is broke compared to some.
Jason Marshall, what's the deal?
Some cats up in there. They man, listen here, man. They know how to get it.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him sweat a little bit. You feel me? So I'm like, that's cool. That's my nigga, man. You feel me? I ain't just making this content, man. Like, I don't think niggas really on that. You feel me? But yeah, man. So I think I kind of covered everything, bro. You feel me? And that's my boy.
All right, y'all can go over here to 600 page. I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. He got a couple of pages. So let's go over here to his page. And this is 600. And y'all can go over there and watch the rest. Check out the rest of his videos if that's what you into. But this is my thing, man. I look at all this stuff, like keep on telling everybody, man, just be entertained, man. And then get in the comment section. Everybody got their right to talk how they want to talk. Everybody got their right to make a video about you, whether you like it or not. It's the best man win. Who could pop it the most? Who could pop it the most, man? I don't think we're going to see nobody on here. Only person that we seen is them people in Las Vegas. When he seen his man, he laid him out. Did he lay his girl out too? I think he laid both of them out. Rest in peace to them people. All because of internet games. The internet can get real. Don't get it twisted.
Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night to see your face on the glass. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Bank rolls on the table. Watching local cable. Thankful that I'm able. Let me see. Let me see. LUIGI 601. Okay. All right. So I guess my man Ti had him a little bit of a 1-2 step like Sierra over this BET weekend. Not quite sure how Tip got into this situation, but before we do that, send a text message to Tip. What's the deal, OG? Hit me when you get moving around. I got some things to do with the boys today, but I for sure want to link up with you when you get done with the BET Awards. Let me know something. I'll come pull up. All right. So let's see what's going on with this, man. Let's see what's going on with this. So as y'all know, man, T.I. is in Los Angeles for a BET weekend. I'm not quite sure what happened, but as you can see, you have T.I. security right there. That is T.I. security right here with the hat. That's Neil. That's T.I. security. And that's one of T.I.'s homies in the blue, who's typically extremely mild-mannered and never gets into it with anybody. So I'm not really sure what's going on in this situation. But y'all know it's news you can use. Y'all know it's knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. So let's just go over this audio and see exactly what's going on, man. This is going on at the BET Experience or at the BET weekend. And then you see the security guard for the venue is extra aggressive, making a lot of noise, making a lot of scenery. You are a security guard, sir, and you are yelling, "What do you want to do, cuz?" And it seems like the people who are there as patrons or with private security, as T.I. is there with his private security, are acting in a lot more professional and a lot more of a rational way than you yourself, big dog. Because as you are yelling, "What you want to do, cuz? What you want to do, cuz? What you want to do, cuz?" You're supposed to be de-escalation, big dog. That's your job as security, is to be de-escalation. So to continue to make the situation go from bad to worse, definitely going to cost you your job. How you a security guard saying come outside, it sound good, because you are at work. He a crip at work. Here you go, chat. He's a crip at work. Y'all remember, if you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. He's a crip at work. It sound good, my nigga. But all the dead homies and I'll do this and I'll do that as you walk away is incredible. And then you see T.I. right there. Young Dro is right here. B Rich is right there. So it's interesting. So I guess something happened to where security and T.I.'s camp got into a flu flam, a skull dug, and a larceny. We're going to jump right into No Jumper, Adam and Wack after this, but I just saw this and I thought that it was interesting. So play this for y'all real quick.
It sound good, girl. It sound good, my nigga. Dead homies, girl. I'll fuck your ass out, nigga. That's the best quick, nigga. Dead homies, nigga. What you wanna do, girl? You a bitch, nigga. I always know that, nigga. You a bitch.
So yelling SOS Crip to a group of dudes from Atlanta, I'm sure means absolutely nothing to them. They don't even know what that is. I mean, they know that it's a Crip gang, obviously in Los Angeles, but they have no idea what you're talking about. That's not a gang that's readily familiar to them. It's a lot of gangs from Los Angeles that have spread from Los Angeles to the Atlanta area. Unfortunately, the SOSs are not one of them. So as he's yelling on SOS Crip, to these individuals right here, nigga, they don't even know what you're talking about. They're not even from California. Like, they're aware that you're from a Crip gang. They're aware that whatever, blah, 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 but all the extras ain't necessary, bro, at all. You feel me? My boy said, not gonna lie, Unc said SOS Crip. Gonna leave him alone. Very unprofessional security, but definitely gonna skip that fade. Definitely gonna skip that fade, man. With that all being said, chat, that's what's going on with T.I. on BET weekend. Not sure. Whatever the case may be. But with that being said, man, y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left, you know the rest, man. We finna get into this Adam and Wack. Baby Marty, what's the deal, bro? What's the deal? Oh my God. Oh my God, that was funny. 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 That nigga said all that walking back though. That was funny as hell. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night. I'm losing my mind tonight.
And they saying you
The table, watching local.
We're actually live?
Table.
man, today. I almost forgot, bro.
What?
Man, you know, I've been at the house fertilizing the grass,
We need the topics, not the.
you know, running around, messing with the power washer.
Oh, you're just being a handyman today.
Yeah, man. I said, oh man, it's Thursday.
Mm.
You been have no jumper been so wild. It ain't too many times I'm actually talking about some of the shows you had up here, man. You got the rabbit guy. That was a good find.
You like him?
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. I said, listen, man, you got to loosen up and talk.
Yeah.
We need that, close the trunk. We need that bullshit going on.
He's a really cool guy, nice guy, but yeah, he got to like figure out where he fits in podcast wise a little bit more. But I like him.
He has the perfect controversy.
Just
He's
being a black
Blaxican.
outsider. Oh yeah.
But guess what? He not really a Blaxican though.
Why are we should only be live for members? Fucking Nathan. You change it right now or?
Adam just marked out Nathan low key. That was kind of.
All right.
He's not really a Blaxican. He's from a Mexican gang, but Blaxicans really act like cholos.
But he acts like a regular black.
He acts like a regular black because I had no idea. Let me make sure this ain't him. Shoot.
Huh.
Yo.
You said, why are you f***ing with that?
I get troll calls every day. I get at least 30 of them a day. Yo, Wack, why you f***ing with the... I don't want to say the word. Shout out to the LGBTQ community.
No, shout out to them.
Shout out to the transmissions.
Like they're awesome people. Some of them got fire bussy.
Oh, how you know?
I just hear great things.
Yeah, that's crazy. You having them conversations, but yeah. So he ain't. You know, he's a little different. He's the first one that I saw that like you couldn't tell. You can't tell he.
Wait, who?
Rap. You can't
Rabbit,
tell
yeah.
he. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. Okay, so they were talking about Rich Rabbit, then they started talking about. Never mind.
He still act like a normal black dude. But I think if he loosens up and just lets his personality just be him.
Yeah. Now, he got a lot of support. A lot of people like the throwing of things in the trunk and all that. That's well appreciated by a lot of people. I
told him he got a money making play in there too as well.
What?
Think about it. We laugh when you get to a point where you don't mind a dude making fun of you, right? Then you got a light. You got a ray of light. So can you imagine up and coming people, whether you're a rapper, you're an artist, or whatever you may be, you got some merch, you're promoting a reality show, right? Open the trunk. He closes the trunk on the BS. Imagine if he starts to open the trunk on promo.
Hey, you know what? My bad. I said Marty. My bad, Maddie.
I just want to explain on Tuesday, my mentality, as long as the Tuesday show is in a little bit of a state of chaos, was
he closes the trunk on the BS. Imagine if he starts to open the trunk on promo.
Well, he already is doing hella promo.
No, when he opened that trunk.
No, you haven't seen it. He does have like a, damn, that shit ain't bad, or
he needs
something
to do one
like
where you got the little the rusty hood, the trunk open it with the squeaky noise, and then boom, whatever.
Now, what do y'all think about Rich Rabbit going on No Jumper? I will say this. And Rich Rabbit won't stop it. I ain't trying to put no dubs on a pencil or nothing, but that's your boy. That's your boy. It's a lot of people in this podcast space, in this YouTube space, but Rich Rabbit, I got to call you. You feel me? That is your boy. You feel me? Rich Rabbit took some great advice and some great instruction that I gave him. The same great advice and same instruction that was given to me, I gave to Rich Rabbit. And Rich Rabbit went and did some things with it. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? All I'm going to say is, Rich Rabbit, don't turn weird like the rest of these niggas and start acting like, oh man, well, I did it on me, blah blah. Just show some love, bro. Pay some homage. That's all I'm asking. Keep it honest. Pay some homage.
Where it is a person want to market and promote, people will pay for that.
Yeah, he has his rates at the end of every episode, which that might take some of the magic out of it if he's doing too much promo. I haven't really seen too much of it, but
yeah. But other than that, man, you had a wild tape. I'm like, you look like you had the nutty blocks, the East Coasters.
So you explain the dynamic to me because okay, I just want to explain on Tuesday.
Now, I know what you meant. I was just yanking your chain, no Bosco. If you catch my drift, that was funny. 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 I will give you that. I will give you that. That was a good one. I'm just yanking your chain, no Bosco. If you catch my drift, that was a good one. Marty, you've been upgraded to Matty. Marty, you're now a Matt. Mart, you're now a Matt. You have earned your Matt, Mart, for sure. For sure, for sure.
So no, you haven't seen it. He does have like a damn, that shit ain't bad, or
he needs to do one like where you got the little the rusty hood.
Now, my question is, do you guys enjoy, before we jump into this deep dive, do you guys enjoy seeing Rich Rabbit on No Jumper? Do you guys enjoy watching him on No Jumper? Do you guys think that he's a good addition? Do you guys think that he should do something else with his time? Like, what do you guys honestly think about Rich Rabbit in the chat? How do you guys honestly feel about Rich Rabbit in the chat? I don't think that he's doing anything wrong. I think that he's just making his way in his YouTube space. But what do you guys think?
Put the trunk open it with the squeaky noise, and then boom, whatever it is a person want to market and promote, people will pay for that.
Yeah, he has his rates at the end of every episode, which that might take some of the magic out of it if he's doing too much promo. I haven't really seen too much of it, but
yeah. But other than that, man, you had a wild tape. I'm like, you look like you had the nutty blocks, the East Coasters.
So you explain the dynamic to me because okay, I just want to explain on Tuesday. My mentality, as long as the Tuesday show is in a little bit of a state of chaos, was let's try out a couple different hosts.
Yeah.
So we try out Rich Rabbit. And we were going to have Rios, who used to be part of Pun's network, who now is kind of going to let's try out a couple different hosts.
Yeah.
So we try out Rich Rabbit, and we were going to have Rios, who used to be part of Pun's network, who now is kind of solo dolo. He was going to be on it. Something came up that he had to take care of. So at the last minute or last couple hours,
so Rios didn't. Long as he stays from that little fella. Nah, unfortunately, I think that Rich Rabbit is gonna fall victim to Wack. I think that Rich Rabbit is gonna go to. I got love for you, Rich Rabbit, but I can see you going to. Man, I ain't got no problem with Wack. I'm just trying to get done what I got to get done for me. I can see him going that route. I got love for Rich Rabbit. But I can see him going to. Man, well, Wack ain't did nothing to me, bro. I'm just trying to get my Wooty Bam in and blah blah blah, and then you're gonna end up getting effed over. But hey man, the homies can make whatever mistakes they choose to make. You know what I'm saying? If he got to touch the fire to know it's hot, despite watching other people touch the fire, it is what it is. But I do hope that Rich Rabbit paid attention to everything going on around him, and he don't fall for that. You feel me?
Had to find Nutty, who previously fought King Pill, who's a cool guy. He's from Sacramento.
Yeah.
And we Nutty was late, so we start the podcast without Nutty. Nutty walks in, and then soon after, boom, we get Moneybag Rose and a couple other dudes. And I didn't think that there was anything weird about that. And then you, and I seen a few comments saying like, damn, Adam putting J Hood in a trick bag by bringing some of these dudes around, which I'm thinking, what the hell does that mean?
I don't think
Adam has J Hood sitting around his enemies, like those two dudes from East Coast Crip were J Hood's immediate enemies. So I thought that was a pretty interesting sit down, but okay.
Well, what they were saying was because Moneybags from East Coast, the other brother, what's his name? Is it Ice or something like that?
King Ice, I think.
King Ice, he's from East Coast. And actually, you know, the thing with J Hood, one of the major booms of J Hood's reputation is
one of the
he knocked out
him saying that he knocked out all them dudes from East Coast Crip, and then y'all sat him with them dudes from East Coast Crip. So that was very interesting to see.
50 plus East Coasters in the county jail.
So that's who his Stevenson Village, Carson Crip set beefs with?
Yeah, that's it, because the 190s are
that's right, Adam 22. You put all the information out there for the police to understand and read.
down there.
Okay.
Right. So, but you know, J Hood done been around, people know him. He didn't had it. he didn't did whatever he did and whatever. And a lot of people either respect him or they just don't like him, but still out of respect is cool. But I believe, you know, when you gelling with somebody, you've been through it with them, right? You know, you guys usually find eventually some peace to where you guys can coexist. But as you see, the dude Ice, he addressed Dan Jefe. And what he said was real. He's listen, man, look, if I got a homeboy that come in and he hit over here and y'all know that we upstairs or wherever, downstairs, whatever it may be, and y'all choose to max him out and just not give him his fair ones or whatever, y'all max him out and take shit from him, right? Yeah, at that point in time, it ain't the approach that Hefe's taking is, well, that happened to him and he didn't get out.
About Shooter,
right? We part of the gangster card. The gangster card is supposed to get off.
That's what some of those dudes are saying.
Neighborhood. He's a neighborhood. Ice is from NHC. So his side, he's on the
now with J Hood and the East Coast, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a very interesting situation for them dudes to be in, but nobody is, you know, whatever. You feel me?
He's on the side, the doer side. He's saying the gangster card was supposed to get off for the NAC card. I'm telling you, because if it would have been vice versa, the Hustler card would have got off on the gangster card because they want to send a message that y'all not just finna do that to our people when they land, especially when some of y'all people up there with us. So when he said that, and Jefe responds, oh man, you saying this, that, and the other, but you sitting there with J Hood.
Yeah, now that is counterproductive. J Hood, the dude Ice, if you want to talk jail politics and gang politics, I've learned very rapidly that when talking these politics, you have to be on top of your square. You got to be on top of your circle. You got to be on top of what you on top of, man. That's just, it is what it is, man. It's just, you can't have any blemish or any fault because the first thing they're going to say is, well, you didn't do or well, you
J
did.
Hood, right, proclaims to have done this to East Coasters. But see, and I'm noticing, I see why him and Spody kind of get along because they don't receive structured positive criticism. Gumby approached Ant in a respectful way and told him, bro, you're doing too much talking for the type of case you have.
When you say approached him, you mean like made a YouTube video?
Made a YouTube video. And you're doing too much talking for the type of case you have. You got a gang-related unalignment. And you constantly on the phone saying you in the middle of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, that, and the other. And he like, little bro, he like, look, you can't be Channel 7 News. I fought your type of case, which he has, right? And Jefe don't hear that. He says, yeah, well, Gumby, you know, you stabbed somebody in front of the police and
killed them.
You was talking and this, yeah, but see, Gumby ain't fighting a murder right now.
Right.
Whatever Gumby did, he beat his murder.
Right.
Right? He's home free. So he's telling you from experience, well, he might have made the mistake, you know, right? And this is not what you want. So anytime somebody tells and points out to Aunt Jefe.
Now, that is true. That is true. Young Ant doesn't want to hear about what he has done in these situations. Well, what the other person did, what the other person did, what the other person did. Well, you. Young Ant doesn't really seem to want to accept accountability for his actions. He seemingly like he'll only take advice from somebody who is 100% without sin, and really none of us are. But, you know, it's an ugly, Mickey, icky, Vicky, tricky, sticky situation. But when it comes down to it, the advice being given to him could be helpful, but he ain't trying to
doing. Right? He, instead of him hearing it, he attacks him. I guarantee you this, mark my words, when it comes time for his trial, everything that he has...
all that stuff on the internet could come up. Man, it's Jason, you feel me? I hate when I have no choice but to agree with Wack, because Wack is actually right now. And everything that Young Ant Jefe is saying on the internet could be used to show his certain type of character or a certain type of influence, and that could be extremely negative.
Dead on that phone will be in his trial documents. The DA, listen, if the sheriffs went and pulled baby shooter out, he was in Wayside. When they were looking for him,
Right.
he was in Wayside already. When they pulled him out and pressed play on that damn recording, hey, is this you, this, that, and other? If they have identified who that is, right? They have definitely identified what Aunt Hefe's been talking about, and they have delivered that to his district attorney. Character. Bro, you supposed to be playing gospel guy right now. You ain't part of nothing.
Yeah, that is true. I hate to admit when Wack is correct about something, but everything that he's saying is 100% true. And, you know, what Wack is given to the situation, young Ant has to be really careful. 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 That's all I'll continue to say about the situation. He has to be extremely careful with the things he says. He has to be extremely careful with the things he does. He has to be extremely careful with the way that he's presenting himself in this situation, because the way that he's presenting himself is as if he is, you know, just this high-ranking gang member who doesn't seemingly care too much about how the jail process is being used, nor how the court process is being used. So, again, man, I just don't want young and Jefe being misinterpreted by his own actions towards the judge and anything like that. You know, it's just, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Man, I was up there getting toilet paper. Yeah, I grew up over there, but I ain't had nothing to do with what them guys is doing. This is where I live at. So you still saying you patrolling, you going through, you talking, you refereeing, and then he throwing people names out there. He did a whole clip and named some dude from Harlem that we didn't know.
But was talking about his case?
Talking about who was involved.
Oh, with the shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? Now you got shooter's attorney Jasmine, on there giving a roll call of criminal penal code violations of what happened to shooter and saying, guys, it's probably not smart that you're identifying yourself in your gang and saying you did it for this reason and these reasons, because they don't even need him, because you have the recording where you have identified yourself and what you've done and what you're doing,
right,
and who you're doing it to. Now, it was one dude put himself out there.
That's some loose cannon ass shit.
Right? It's one dude put himself out there. And Jefe, the other dude from Harlem, he threw him straight under the bus.
That's crazy. Okay. And Jefe?
Now, when it comes down to all this again, you just got to really be careful with how you're talking on these jail phones, man. Jason, you said it best. I hate to say it, but Wack is making some good points, and he's right. And it's just you just young and Jefe.
I'm a big fan of him. Hope to have him back on the podcast once he inevitably beats this case. But from me talking to everybody, it seems like it's almost universal amongst people in the LA street podcasting scene that, number one, Aunt Jefe is saying way too much about his own case.
Way too much.
And number two, that Aunt Jefe is saying too much about other people's shit, meaning the shooter case in particular. A lot of, I mean, and I'm going to be real with you, is like, I seen that on the podcast with him over and over, that someone would have a criticism of him and it would be something as simple as like, yo, Aunt, like, you shouldn't be eating on the podcast. Like Doughboy said that. And I mean, I'm going to be real with you. Like,
where'd he go with that?
Oh, man, Ant goes, man, but you be eating on the podcast, but you. Everything with young Aunt Jefe turns into what somebody else did. But you did. Bro, you got to take your accountability.
But almost everybody agrees that you shouldn't be eating on.
Yeah. See, here go the thing. Money 1272. That's actually the point that they're making about young Aunt Jefe. I would say this speaking about myself, but let's take young Aunt Jefe out of it. Let's take Wack out of it. If somebody put their hand on the fire and they burn their hand, and they decide that for the rest of their life they want to burn their hand on the fire, and then I go to put my hand on the fire, they say, wait, don't put your hand on that fire because it's hot. You're going to burn yourself. And then I say, man, will you do it? And then I burn my hand. Just because that person has continued to burn their hand doesn't mean that they're not giving good advice to prevent me from stopping me from burning. To do. I say things all the time I would never allow my children to say. So my kids is a representation of how they're gonna be better than me. You feel me? I do and say things all the time, and I be like, man, I shouldn't have did it, but y'all don't do it. You feel me? So at some time it's being grown. Money 1272. This is what I'm gonna say is just being grown, bro. I'm gonna just say this being grown. At certain times, man, we gotta stop paying attention to the messenger and replay the message. And really pay attention to the message. Because am I gonna put my hand in the fire because I don't believe that it's hot because of who told me? Or am I gonna just take the fact that this message, you feel me? Like it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter who the message came from. At some point in time, you got to start taking the message. We got to stop, letting the bad messenger be the reason for us not receiving a message. You feel me?
Podcast. If you have to eat on the podcast, maybe like, move the mic away when you're chewing, be mindful about it, whatever. And like kind of just launches into this like multi-minute long rant explaining why actually shut the fuck up. I'm like and it's not like a lot of like points being made necessarily. It's just basically like, y'all ain't gonna tell me what to do. And I feel like everybody who watches the No Jumper Show pretty much knows what I'm talking about. And that being said, that's part of who he is or whatever, that he's kind of hard-headed or whatever. But it feels like when I watch the YouTube clips of him excusing himself for speaking on shooter shit, speaking on his own case or whatever, he kind of goes into this sort of long-winded filibuster.
He's making it seem like
Adam loves that word filibuster ever since Brandon brought it to No Jumper. Adam has not been able to get off the filibustering.
He's the guy. I'm the go.
I mean, but see, here go the thing though. Like Jay Money, I ain't saying that you wrong. But here go the thing though. This is where being an adult comes in at. Man, but Wack being doing BS, he can't be giving advice, but why can't he? Why does somebody doing BS limit their ability to give advice? Because if the advice is going to help you, why wouldn't you take it? It doesn't matter who the BS person is. If the advice is going to help you directly, why wouldn't you take that advice? That's my only question. Niggas don't want to, because it's Wack. It's because it's Wack. Man, look, bro, if I'm in a desert and I'm lost without a map and Wack the only person with a map, we gonna take the map, bro. Like that's just it. That's just all. We gonna take the map. If Wack is the only person with a map, I'm taking it. Straight up. You feel me? Now I don't gotta let him, lead me or whatever like that. But if this nigga got the map and we lost, it don't matter who the messenger is. The nigga got the map, bro. We need the map. You feel me?
Go-to guy, which they say that is a leadership role.
You feel me? Like, and who could tell you about how not to do something more than somebody who already got it wrong? I'm not looking for moral. Jason, that's the best way to put it right there. I'm not looking for moral anti from Wack 100. I'm not looking for moral refuge from Wack 100. Nigga, if you telling me, hey, bro, you're in jail. You probably don't want to talk about your crime or anyone else's because the judge will look at it and it'll show the type of person you are, and that might be less than favorable for you. I'm gonna follow that advice, bro, no matter who it's coming from, because it's advice that can save me. That advice don't even help Wack. That advice helps me. You feel me? And you never know when somebody might, have a message on their heart from God, or God might be trying to communicate with you, and you ain't trying to hear it because of your own 1-2 steps like Sierra, your own hard-headedness and your own selfishness. You feel me? Like if you too cocky, too arrogant to take good advice, you know what I'm saying? That could be God testing you a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you got going on in life where God might be putting something in front of you. And you gonna full blown ignore the blessing or ignore the message because you don't like who it came from. That's like he said in Snowfall. You gonna do all that because you don't like the way a nigga talking to you? You don't like the way a nigga talking to you? All that because in it what?
They're already saying it's a group of guys who did this to this guy. And then they saying you sent the guy to go take some money out of his vehicle, right? This is what they saying.
Now, nobody's ever said that.
You ain't supposed to be in any way trying to make it seem like you're that guy.
Right.
Hell no, but he didn't did so much, bro. Since he been in that jail, he put himself at the murder scene. He put himself there.
Hey, Jason, that's a good one. You know what? And that's it right there. That's it right there. A person who had charges against kids warned the government about 9/11, but because he had charges against kids, nobody wanted to listen to him. And look what happened. That's it right there. So with that all being said, bro, I'm taking all the advice coming from whomever's giving it to me. That's good.
Yeah.
I got here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Those guys were here at 6. When they was in an altercation with him, I was buying toilet
And
paper.
that detail right there
That's
is
crazy.
what multiple dudes who came with Nutty, like Rose, were really emphasizing to me is like, it is crazy to say.
Yeah, that was wild to place yourself there.
PR is pretty bad over the last year or two, but like, why did someone like Jay-Z not reach out to the next generation of independent hip hop media that
Wait, what the hell?
All right, what Aunt Hefe's been talking about, and they have delivered that to his district attorney. At a gang related, but he didn't get out. That
King,
you're artist or whatever you may be, you got some merch. You promote
Hold on. My bad, y'all.
the get off for the NAC card. I'm phone will be in his trial documents. The DA, listen, unalignment, and you constantly on the phone saying you in the middle of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, that, and the other. He hit over here, and y'all know that we
My bad, y'all.
upstairs or wherever it is, or whatever you may be, you got.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. He's about right here.
If the DA, if the sheriffs went and he's of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, you all know that we upstairs or wherever downstairs, whatever it may be, and y'all choose to max him out.
Yes, we did. My bad.
7 News, I fought your type of case, which he has, right? And Jefe don't hear that. He says, yeah, well, Gumby, you know, you stab somebody in front of the police. Who's supposed to be playing gospel guy right now?
FA, I'm a big fan of him. Hope to have him back on the. And that being said, you know, that's part of who he is or whatever, that he's kind of hard-headed or whatever. But it feels like when I watch the YouTube clips of him, those dudes were there from 6 o'clock on. Yeah. I got there at 9, etc. Which, I mean, on one hand, like, there's video from the fucking parking lot, so it's probably not really doing that much. But you're definitely removing.
Now, again, Young and Jefe placing himself at the scene of that crime was probably an extremely detrimental thing to do. Nobody thought that was a good idea, but regardless of, you feel me?
Your ability to say that's not me.
No, listen, let me tell you something. Just because they're video, right? When you got a good legal team, they're going to attack everything the DA comes with. Okay, when's the last time that system been serviced? How do we know that system's not delayed? Okay, is the date? I've seen people be shit, and you got cameras. Like, time zone has changed, and you can go back on the cameras and change the time zone, right? The time's off. Because the time's off,
right?
Well, we got reason to believe it may actually not be accurate. So now, but see what he did? He eliminated all that defense because I was there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
He put himself, like, bro.
Yeah, you never place yourself at the scene of any type of crime for any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's just what you don't do.
But I will say this, Adam. Guys like you, guys like me, the camera's the camera. We don't give a damn if it's on or off. Sometimes when people get on stage, they stop thinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Ant got used to living his life on YouTube, you know, and just making videos about whatever the you want to talk about. I was just watching the video of Fulio's killers getting sentenced. And, you know, these are dudes who are running around acting gangsters, making drill songs, blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes time for them to get sentenced, they all talking like, you know, good little choir boys and just acting like they would never hurt a fly. And I'm so sorry. And Jesus told me to blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, damn, like these dudes did the most gangster crash out shit you could ever think of just to end up in a position where they're basically acting like the biggest bitch you could ever act like in front of this judge.
It's not them acting like a biggest bitch. They're acting who they really are.
Well, or I mean, I think they're acting.
I got some real homies that's fried.
But they might get to prison.
But Adam, why would they act like anything outside of good law-abiding citizens in front of the judge? Like who gets in front of the judge and acts worse? Like, yeah, Adam, that's what they're supposed to act like, the biggest B.I.B.I. Like, why would they get in front of the judge and act like anything aggressive? Why would any level of aggression come from this?
And start acting like gangsters again. But at least in this moment when they're trying to get a little bit of grace from the judge, they'll act like the biggest hoe alive. Now, if Aunt Jefe is actually found guilty of what he's being charged with, chances are he's going to be standing in front of the judge portraying a fake version of himself in which he asks for forgiveness and talks about some shit, whatever, because it just doesn't behoove you in any way to act like you're a gang member or act like you're on some street shit when you're being charged with this shit.
Adam, listen, mark my words. When his trial comes, there's going to be a whole day or two of character statements.
Right.
They're going to, because remember, they're saying Aunt Jefe is.
And that's where the internet situation could look bad for young Aunt Jefe, because they're trying to paint a picture of him. They're trying to make him appear to be a certain type of way. They're trying to make him appear to be a certain type of individual. So, you know, is you feel me? It's for young Ant, man. I would tell young Ant to stay off the phone, but we do know that young Ant does not like being given instructions. Like we know by now, young Ant does not like being given instructions. We know that young Ant does not like being told, for lack of better words, what to do. So it's just, all right.
Shot caller. He's the ringleader.
They're gonna say, Mr. Jefe, what did you mean when you said 5 bands will be whacked?
That too. What do you?
No, but like Adam's laughing, but like no, in seriousness, yeah, like that type of stuff will be mentioned and brought upon, because he's saying these things, bro. Like as long as he continues to speak like this, as long as he continues to have these types of conversations and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna always kind of be a question or a wonder of what is his involvement. And if they can make him seem like he's anything outside of a law-abiding citizen, bro, they're going to try their best to wash young Ant. And it might not be fair, and it might not be the most scrupulous thing to do, but we don't need our district attorney being scrupulous, bro. That's not what they're there for. The district attorney is not there to have scruples, bro. The district attorney is there to catch a conviction. So if young Ant Jefe, should choose to end up in these situations where, these things are being brought up because he won't stay off the phone, it's a problem, bro. It's really a problem. That's not it.
Just kidding.
What do you mean
by song? That's just art.
What do you mean by when you said on the county jail phone shooter should have killed?
Now, here's the thing. Wack's not talking like he knows facts. In this situation, I'm not gonna lie. Wack's talking like he understands how the district attorney works, bro. I'm not gonna front. He's speaking like he knows how the district attorney works. Like that's really all it is. Like I don't see him talking facts. He's saying what we all low key know, bro. Like money, I feel you, but this ain't Wack really being a hater. I'm not saying his intentions are good, because we don't know what anybody's intentions are, but everything he's saying about the situation with young Ant unfortunately does make sense, and young Ant is not making the best choices personally, from my opinion. But I do wish for him his liberation.
GANGSTA.
He spelled it out.
He spelled it. What do you? And then maybe we would have moved. What do you mean we would have? So you are part of. You do it. What do you mean right here when you said, you went down a tier to go check out what was going on, and you approached one of the guys? He named the dude's name, set where he from, all crazy. I was like, damn, I didn't even know dude was involved. Right? They're listening.
Right.
Now, if he felt like it's no big deal where we come from, anything added to an open situation, it's a big deal. Right? And he's painting himself as that guy. You don't want to be that guy right now, even if you are.
Right.
You want, hey, that pastor, you still cool? I need a character representative. Let him know I was down there.
And again, I ain't saying that, I ain't saying that everything is, whatever, but I don't think that anybody would disagree with what Wack's saying right now. I think that if you have to choose between what young Aunt Jefe is doing and what Wack is actually saying, you would want to reference yourself more so what Wack is saying versus than what young Aunt Jefe is doing. I think that Wack is the best person on earth? Hell no. Do I think that, does this retort or retract anything that I've ever said about Wack? Of course it doesn't. By no means, shape, form, or fashion. But it doesn't, two things can be true at one time. Two things can be true at one time. And I more than I don't like Wack, I don't want to see young Aunt Jefe incarcerated. So if I had to choose between not liking Wack and wanting to see young Aunt Jefe incarcerated, well, I'm going to make sure that we free young Aunt Jefe. You feel me? I don't want to see him locked up so bad that my prejudice against Wack will stop me from making informed and wise decisions about the situation from a non-biased perspective, especially at the benefit of young Aunt. But at the same time, too, we can't just sit here and say, "Oh, well, Wack said, well, Wack, we don't like it because it's Wack. We don't like it because it's Wack." Like, bro, we have to make better decisions, and that's just it is what it is in this whole situation. We have to make better decisions. We have to do things that reflect common sense. We have to do things that reflect intelligence in these spaces. We can't just put it all on somebody else. You feel me?
No, helping the church, whether I was or not. I got something for his pot. You want these type of things coming in.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be on there seeming like you motherfucking.
You don't want to like give them sworn testimony, basically, that you're a fucking gang member and that you're capable of all this kind of shit.
You the man.
Yo, shout out to Ricardo J. Bravo. He said, Adam, how do you advertise on your show? Adam Josh at nojumper.com, probably the best email that you could hit.
Yeah, and tell him you want to do it on the Adam and Wack show because he takes all the ad to the other shows, to his indie shows.
Indie?
Yeah, independent shows.
This is the mainstream show and everything else is indie?
Well, whenever it's you one-on-one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need like Wack specific advertisers to pull up to this platform.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Get some like diaper competitors or something, or I don't know.
Man, that diaper shit been giving me a headache all week.
I can only imagine.
You know when you in something but you new to it and you got to really figure it out. And I'm not one of those dudes that just say, "Hey, get it done." I'll be wanting to know what's going on, so I'm learning what's going on. So when I'm faced,
so are we talking about like diaper life?
Thing because people might have figured out already that we do have Baby Shooter showing up at some point.
Cool. All right. You know they dudes just saying they names and they all this type of shit, right? He said, "Listen, call your attorney. See if your attorneys can put a call in." Right? Okay.
All right, man. So we're going to get up out of here. Chat, y'all saying kick it. We're going to break this down like a pound. We're going to break this down like a pound. Break it down like a pound, man. We up out of here to the next one. Y'all know the deal, man. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. Chat, y'all saying kick it. Chat, y'all saying kick it. Let's see what we got going on here, man. Let's see.
Called me, said, cool. All right. He called me and he says, hey.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to the situation with Baby Shooter, do you think that Baby Shooter is doing the wise thing by sticking so close to Wack? Or do you think that this is to his own detriment? And do you think that Baby Shooter will be another victim of the wackaroni and cheese? Like, what do you guys really think about the situation? Because we see Baby Shooter, excuse me, before we get into this, we see Baby Shooter doing a lot. I mean, when I say a lot, we see Baby Shooter doing a lot on behalf of Wack 100. And Baby Shooter has got himself into some pretty blue flammer situations already behind Wack 100. And it doesn't seem like any of them are really panning out too well for him. It doesn't seem like any of them are really too, oh, hold on. This nigga T.I. What's up, OG?
What's up? What's up? What you up to?
Man, you know me, man. Spinning the narrative. I seen that shit, so I'm on top of it. Don't worry about it.
Nah, man, I ain't.
But look, man, you know my job is my job, man. We got to make fun of the lames. And that was lame. That's a poor representation of the coast, my nigga. We don't do that.
Nah, I mean, like, I believe Buddy got, my cousin had my jury on, and I heard him say, you got that jury on, you ain't, that don't mean shit.
No, I didn't met your cousin before. He don't never get nobody no problems.
Nah, but he was triggered by the jury, I believe.
How you triggered by another man's success?
Ain't no squabble so he could snatch the chain.
Right. On some thirsty shit.
That what it seemed like.
That's exactly what it was. You were at the play.
In position, because if he's not speaking to me, my only obligation is to goddamn involve myself if it gets to a place where I need to be involved. I didn't see how me shouting back and forth with somebody that ain't talking to me was gonna help the situation.
Nah. And then look, from what it looked like to me, Neil had that shit under control. So
yeah, I mean, shit, man. It don't seem like he really really wanted to do anything but put on a show.
Hey, look, anytime somebody sell wolf tickets walking backwards, I tell you what they on right there.
Yeah.
So, man, shit, I'll see what y'all niggas on. I gotta knock out some little things with the kids this morning, but we'll be done with that by 2 or 3 o'clock. I know you got the awards, trying to link up, get a good LA night with y'all before y'all slide back to the A.
Right on, shit. Where you gonna be at?
I'm at the crib right now, but I'm around. I'm gonna text you, but I'm around. I ain't far.
All right, that's it.
I'm gonna text you right now.
All right, cool.
Bet. All right, man. So I'll probably be hanging out with T.I. right now. Probably be doing that. All right, my bad, y'all. Let me see this nigga tip this real quick. All right. What the hell was I talking about? Chat, help me out. 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 Shooters in book. My bad. Hold on. I'm sending this nigga tip my mama address. Hey, Lil Wack. Man, just kicking. Hey, Flex or Flash. They be like, man, you don't know that nigga. I promise you I do. All right, bet. What was he talking about? I don't know. Let's see. Let's continue on. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Alrighty. My bad, chat. I got thrown off. God willing, we'll be able to knock in this Grand Hustle IRL tonight with T.I. All right. Let's get back into it, y'all. I apologize. Trying to do two things at once. Okay, cool. This nigga Tip is sending some stuff for my kids to my mama house, so that's cool. Definitely appreciate him for that. All right. Let's get back into the situation. Yeah, man. So he's talking about Shooter and Young and Jefe don't care about nothing but what the checks say.
And I'm not one of those dudes that just say, hey, get it done. I'll be wanting to know what's going on. So I'm learning what's going on. So when I'm faced with it again, I understand it a little easier. But
hey, Lil Wack, I would like to ask you a question, considering the fact that you have a clearer understanding of this legal situation better than a lot of people. I don't think that Young and Jefe is meaning anything, but I think that it's not the wisest decision for Young and Jefe to continue to have this type of content on the internet, considering the fact that it could be used to paint a certain level of characteristics, or by a district attorney can paint him in a certain negative light. I don't think that Young and Jefe is intentionally doing or saying anything online that's detrimental to himself or anyone else. But in just having a little bit of common sense and knowledge that I do have in regards to the legal system, I think that Young and Jefe is putting himself in a very interesting situation to where he can be portrayed or painted to be a very malice and polarizing figure in a criminal aspect. And I think that the district attorney is already trying to paint him as a gang leader, so his interactions on the internet aren't making it any better.
I think I've got couple more documents I got to sign. I'll be leery about signing them.
I shouldn't have mentioned diapers.
I'll be leery about
Should
signing
have
them.
never mentioned diapers. Should have never mentioned diapers. Why is Wack in the middle of everyone's business? Answer every time somebody goes down in the middle, Wack, blah, blah. I mean, because money 1272, Wack has sealed paperwork that he makes it a point that none of us will see. You feel me? Okay, so Lil Wack, you feel me when I say it's just not the smartest thing? I don't think that young Ant is intentionally doing anything wrong. I don't think that he's intentionally, you know what I'm saying, trying to hurt anybody or trying to, you know, blah, blah, blah with anybody or wookie bam. But just because your intentions aren't to do so doesn't mean that they aren't being done. You feel me?
You know, that's what I've been doing the last couple of days for real. Visiting warehouses, all kind of dumb shit.
Right. I'm not gonna dig any deeper into the baby shooter thing because people might have figured out already that we do have baby shooter showing up at some point.
Yeah, he's supposed to be en route to us today.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man, you know, when he called me, said, cool, all right. He called me.
Now, Money, I'm not saying that you're wrong. Money, I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. I'm not taking away from anything that you're saying, but I mean, my nigga, I've yelled these things from the mountaintops, bro, and they just fall on deaf ears.
Me and he says, hey man, Wack, they pulled me out. The shit that went viral. I said, okay. Well, he said, I ain't tell them nothing, but they listening to it. They know my voice. They, you know, they dudes are saying their names and they all this type of shit, right? He said, listen, call your attorney, see if your attorneys can put a call in. Right? Because he had about 48, 50 days.
Okay.
So
they got him out just because of this. So they actually got him out.
They helped.
What?
Attorney got the...
Wow. So Shooter having a situation is a part of the reason why he was able to blah, blah, blah.
Pressing. Attorney got the pressing. And they knowing, look, he ain't in there going to court. He ain't fighting the case. He got some punk time.
Yeah.
And this shit is going high profile. Attorneys is like, well, you know, we're hearing things and we don't know exactly what's going on, but if something is to happen to him, so they didn't heard them tapes and they hearing all that Jefe content, things like that. So they kind of was like, shit, man, did we leave him here and roll the dice or get this motherfucker up out of here? He already on pro.
So, Flex a Flash, Rockstar called out Wack to a fade recently. Is that what you're saying? Because what I do know is Rockstar told Wack to get them fades, waiting for him in his hood. Okay, so here's the thing about that. Hold on real quick. I'll show you guys more of this. Send me that link real quick. Hold on, let me show y'all this real quick. Hold on. I'm about to show y'all something. I'm about to show y'all something real quick. So let me show y'all this. My bad. I had to make a screen recorder real quick. Flex the Flash. Watch this. This is why we don't care about nothing that Rockstar says. I'm about to show you. Hold on. Oh yeah, my bad, Joe. I'm pulling it up. I gotta airdrop it to myself. Okay, airdrop. Everyone. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. Is my airdrop on for everyone? You got something for everyone? Receiving. Let me see. Hold on. Airdrop. Do I need to? I'm gonna just do it like this. Hold on. I got y'all, chat. I got y'all. Hold on. Because I'm about to show y'all why we don't care about nothing that Rockstar says. Okay, here it goes. I just got to send it to myself. That's how that situation's going to have to go. Okay, so it's sending it to myself. Real quick, off topic, on topic. This is why we don't care about anything that Rockstar has to say. This is why we don't care about anything that Rockstar has to say. We waiting on it to sin. We waiting on it to sin. We waiting on it to sin. Because Rockstar is a flu flammer. Rockstar is a flu flammer. And he's a bit of a skulldugger and a bit of a larcener. You feel me? So let's go here. Stop sharing screen. Share screen. Instagram. Boom. No, that's from Connect Junkie. Let me see. Dang, it's still not going through yet. Golly. All right, hold on. Here it goes. God damn. Here we go. All right, chat. So I want y'all to pay attention to this. This is conversation between me and Rockstar. So let me show y'all this. Like, we can do it like that. Boom. That's probably better to do it like that and take it down. Okay. Y'all can see that? Okay. Fantasy Bambi. What's the deal? So you have Rockstar. This is me sending a text message to Rockstar. I sent him a voice message, but he ain't on that. And I say, you gonna keep tagging me on Instagram, or you trying to wooty bam? I'm in your wooty bam. Where you at? On West right now, blah, blah, KK. And I holler at KK. Situation never transpired because KK was like, yeah, Rockstar needs to get out with you. And here go all this wooty bam, white wooty bam. So here, let's play this. Let's wait. Is there a play? There it goes. So I call out Rockstar. He's talking about somebody else. Stop speaking for another man when you the ninja that's turning down fades. And then when his homie called me, he was like, yeah, you and Rockstar for sure got to get down. Never did happen. And then Rockstar get mad because I called him a victim. Hold on. Keep using that word victim. I'm going to show you who the victim is. My homies respect me, my ninja. You can't just talk to me crazy. Yes, I can. Yes, I actually can. I can talk to you any type of way that I would like to. There's nothing that's going to stop me from talking to you in any disparaging way that I deem necessary or deem fit to talk to you. There's nothing or nobody on this planet that's going to stop me from talking to Rockstar how I see fit. There's nothing or nobody on this planet that's going to stop me from talking to Rockstar in any way, manner, shape, form, or fashion that I see fit. Nothing is going to stop me from talking to this man like he is beneath me. Nothing is going to stop that. So he gets upset, and I give him the definition of the word victim. He's mad. He's upset. He's angry. He's in his Kiki, do you love me's? He's on his Kiki, do you love me's? But then here's where things get interesting at. Wasn't Rockstar just in LA on his date? On his date, it's two back-to-back dates. Didn't he say that he was going to wooty bam? Wasn't he in LA on these dates? Hey, Papa, go ahead. Wasn't he out in LA on these dates? Right. So wasn't he was in LA on those dates, right? So if he was in LA on those dates, then why didn't we hear anything from this man? Lil Wack, I'm gonna send you some other designs for you to consider. Give me a couple hours. So with that all being said, you guys going back to sleep? Go ahead. Why do we care about Rockstar calling out anybody for a fade? Flex and Flash, send me that. But wasn't those the dates where Rockstar was in LA? Wasn't he in LA on June 10th and June 11th? Wasn't Rockstar in LA? He did back on Fig. Right. So when it comes to anything that Rockstar has going on, that's kind of tough. How about we just don't? Anything that Rockstar has going on that's kind of tough, how about we just don't? How about we just don't do that? How about we just don't talk about that? We don't see Rockstar in that light. We don't see Rockstar in that light at all. No way, shape, form, or fashion. We don't see you in that light.
Probation and parole.
All right, let's make it.
That's what we need.
Get some like diaper competitors or something, or I don't know.
Man, that diaper shit been giving me a headache all week.
I can only imagine.
You know when you in something but you new to it and you got to really figure it out. And I'm not one of those dudes that just say, hey, get it done. I'll be wanting to know what's going on. So I'm learning what's going on. So when I'm faced with it again, I understand it a little easier. But I think I've got couple more documents I got to sign. I'll be leery about signing them.
I shouldn't have mentioned diapers.
I'll be leery about housing. You know, that's what I've been doing the last couple of days for real.
Okay.
All right.
That's what Adam doesn't care about.
See, they dudes just saying their names and they all this type of shit, right? He said, listen, call your attorney, see if your attorneys can put a call, right? Because he had about 40 days.
Okay.
So
they got him out just because of this. So they actually got him out.
They helped.
What?
So Shooter being accosted in jail got him out of jail.
Wack. They pulled me out. The shit then went viral. I said, okay, well, he said, I ain't telling them nothing, but they listening to it. They know my voice. They, you know, they dudes are saying their names and they all shit, right?
Wait, hold on. When it's awesome, Wack just said, Shooter said that I didn't say nobody's name, but they know it's me. Hold on, let's listen to this real quick.
Hey man, Wack, they pulled me out. The shit then went viral. I said, okay, well, he said, I ain't telling them nothing, but they listening to it. They know my
Wack. They pulled me out. The ish went viral. I didn't tell them nothing, but they know it's me. Interesting.
Voice, they, you know, they dudes are saying their names and they all this type of shit, right? He said, listen, call your attorney, see if your attorneys can put a call in, right? Because he had about 48, 50 days.
Okay.
So
they got him out just because of this. So they actually got him out.
They helped.
What?
Attorney got the pressing. Attorney got the pressing and pressing. And they knowing, look, he ain't in there going to court. He ain't fighting the case. He got some punk time.
Yeah.
And this shit is going high profile. Attorneys is like, well, you know, we're hearing things and we don't know exactly what's going on, but if something is to happen to him, so they didn't heard them tapes and they hearing all that Jefe content, things like that. So they kind of was like, shit. Man, did we leave him here and roll the dice or get this motherfucker up out of here? He already on probation and parole, whatever he on. He's not here on a new beef. He got some punk time because he was supposed to.
So because Baby Shooter was accosted so aggressively in the jail system, Wack is saying that is why he has been released. That's pretty interesting, and that's actually pretty disparaging. I don't think that Baby Shooter wants that type of reputation on the streets of being released after being accosted.
Do a quick turnaround and let him go. We knew that. He's already been sentenced and all that, right? He was only there because he forgot to file his paperwork to run everything concurrent while he was there. And we knew. I said, let's see, we'll know in the next 3 to 5 days. And when I seen the FaceTime call from his phone, I knew he was home.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I'm glad he's back. I'm looking forward to hearing about how this all went from his perspective. But
oh yeah, we got some questions.
Oh yeah, we definitely got some questions. Okay, so are you keeping up?
So Baby Shooter got released from jail because basically he went on to the jail phone and like kind of dry snitched, and then he had a conversation with Wack, and then afterwards having a conversation with Wack. But then here's the thing too, you can't say that you didn't say anything because Baby Shooter, you said that you got hit up for 30 minutes, and you said that your arm was broken, and you said that you had broken ribs. So that's admitting that you were accosted with a weapon, and that's admitting that you were assaulted. So you actually did say something. If you were put out of the jail or let out of the jail as a result of these actions, you actually in fact did snitch.
Up on the Academics versus Charlemagne beef, because I feel like that's something that deserves our attention.
Man, so I don't know, man. That's a tricky, icky situation with Baby Shooter. But we're gonna continue on this content. Y'all know it's the Adam and Wack show on a Sunday. We're gonna write it all down for y'all. Make sure y'all, man, let's continue on with content. You feel me? My bad, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. All right. Boom. Come on, but my dude, this is crazy. A to Z, this whole situation is wild. The whole Baby Shooter situation is 100% flu flammers, and we know at this point that it's flu flammers.
Sure.
The last maybe a week ago, one of the spies hit me. I didn't know who they was because I didn't know what was going on. They like, yo, tell Ack we got all the
I've
information.
never seen a broken arm and just a sling without a cast ever.
On Charlemagne and this situation, that situation. And when I called him and I sent him the screenshot of what the people sent me, he was kind of reserved about it. So I don't know.
Who, Ack?
Ack was reserved about it.
I mean, okay, I think Ack has always considered Charlemagne to be his ally in the game, right? He's always felt like they had a good relationship. He looked at Charlemagne as like a elder statesman, somebody they respected, whatever. But then in recent memory, or, you know, Ack has kind of become much more clear-cut ops with Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Not that they've ever actually, you know, interacted, but clearly Academics is bothered by the fact that Rock Nation is seemingly throwing their legal weight around to mess with people like himself, people in Chat Wizard who we.
But here's the thing too: the Grand Chat Wizard has been extremely detrimental and has been extremely abusive and has been extremely inflammatory towards a lot of things that these guys have going on. So when it comes down to the Grand Chat Wizard, you can't really look at the situation as anything outside of what it is, him being a cyberbully and getting exactly what he deserves.
Been unmasked as a result of this whole investigation, not to mention the fact that Ack basically considers himself OVO, and then you got Drake, who's on the receiving end of some disses from Jay-Z and all this kind of shit. So Charlemagne basically calls up Ack on some friendly shit and says, basically like tells him that Grand Chat Wizard, who is an Australian Asian man who is clearly like intimately involved with hip hop culture on the internet, probably not so much in real life, but this is one of Ack's closest confidants that he works with on everything. Grand Chat Wizard basically runs the Academics TV social media accounts. He runs clipping campaigns for all kinds of artists and shit. He basically is just like him and Ack work together on all kinds of stuff. Allegedly, Grand Chat Wizard talks to Drake all the time, whatever.
You know, when I tell you shit, I give it to you so you can read it when you're done.
Okay.
That's what those two tap them. That dude tap that shit. I don't know what he's talking about. Me and Charlemagne always been good.
This is spy number one, new number. I see Academics going in on Charlemagne. I have information on Charlemagne if he wants it. You say, what info? They say, ass play. Amber Diamond from Wildin' Out. He would pay her bands to shove things in there. Asking him about the condo in Fort Lee. He still hasn't stopped cheating on his wife, and he was about to be exposed until he paid.
I mean, goodness gracious, it sounds like Charlemagne the God has a lot going on. A lot going on. Now, is Adam exposing some things about Charlemagne? What's going on here?
His former bodyguard, Wax, Charlotte screwed him over because Wax was fucking his side chick. Whoa. That's crazy because you remember Wax?
No,
big ass bodyguard motherfucker.
I'm telling you
but people have always wondered what happened, and the narrative that they had was basically like Charlemagne wasn't paying Wax good enough, or Wax was getting a little too uppity. But if that's true, that could fill in a lot of gaps.
You see, that's May 29th. See, people be wondering where I get shit from. Now I sent it to Ack because I didn't know when he's.
Sheesh. Now, Academics and Charlemagne have been going back and forth with a 1-2 step like Sierra for quite some time now. And if this is true, Charlemagne the Gizod, goodness gracious, sir.
Did it? I didn't know what he was talking, so I just sent it to Academics. And I called him, but he was kind of reserved. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Why they, you know what I mean? And he really didn't say too much about it. So you're saying,
okay, but this is the thing. So Charlemagne, basically, the theory is that he's so intertwined with Jay-Z and Rock Nation that he's acting on their behalf. So Charlemagne calls Academics at some point and basically tells them that Grand Chat Wizard is a snake, that he's cooperating with law enforcement against Academics, that he stole money from Academics, etc. And Ack basically deduces that this is a message that's being sent to him from Rock Nation but they're using Charlemagne as the intermediary, and Ack gets pissed off about it right away. And I could be f***ing up details about this, I don't think so, but he basically takes it as, oh, you fake as it would be like if you came to me and said like, hey, yeah, it would be like, well, I don't know. I don't even want to try to think of like an example that like lines up with it. But basically, Ack was offended at the idea that Charlemagne would come to him and say, hey, there's all this f***ed up shit going on. you're in a lot of danger.
Bro is a hacker. He better leave him alone. Who's the hacker? Them TDE cases. He the one who blasted them. Oh, the dude, Grand Wizard, is the one who blasted the TDE cases, trying to defame Kendrick Lamar.
Got to separate from this guy, but also I'm not going to tell you anything about like how I know this, or I'm not going to give you any proof. You just have to take my word for it
and act on it.
And also, in addition to that, you have to consider the fact that academics, despite being on good terms with Charlemagne or whatever, there's been a lot of little shit over the years. Remember Loon?
Yep.
Charlemagne signs Loon to his podcast network, and the first thing that Charlemagne does is bring Loon on Brilliant Idiots, and he spends 2 hours talking shit about academics.
Now, when he says Loon, I always think Loon the rapper. Is that who we talking about? Loon the rapper from Bad Boy?
And then basically makes that his whole campaign to get on in the game is Loon just shitting on Ack. And then also on top of that, Ack did the podcast for Spotify for a few years.
Yeah, 2 years.
He still does podcasts.
Wack be texting himself real. If he's with Leonard, which is Charlemagne, why would he allow Adam to read the messages? That's real. Wack do be texting himself. He be making up text message conversations between himself and other people.
But somehow Charlemagne never made his way over to Ack's studio to do an episode, which you would think Ack doing podcasts for like 4 or 5 years, it would be pretty logical for him to consider.
He never sat down with Ack?
He never did. And that's kind of weird.
Got to keep it real. He don't fuck with it.
I mean, because Charlemagne goes on Vlad, they patched up their beef.
Yeah.
Now Charlemagne will go on Vlad. Charlemagne goes to all kinds of random ass podcasts. Not that he's like doing a ton of random podcasts, but for somebody like Ack, it's like biggest in the game. Why would you not do that? So now the academics and Charlemagne beef is like, it's kind of right there, ready to pop off. Ack has said like a few things that are sort of dismissive about Ack or about Charlotte, where he basically feels like Charlemagne is fake and just reiterating talking points for Rock Nation. But really, Grand, aka Grand Chat Wizard, is the one who's really used this as an opportunity to start heaping shit upon Charlemagne, bringing up his old rape case, bringing up whatever kind of.
Yeah, now that's the thing that the Grand Wizard dude is going crazy on. Is in that situation with Charlemagne, it's not going to end well for him. He's going to push, and Charlemagne's going to push back.
Negative shit they possibly can about him. And basically, it's the kind of situation where like Ack could tell Grand, yo, chill, don't go in on Charlemagne. That's my ally.
But he's not. He's
not. He's apparently let the dog off the leash. And then meanwhile, this dude Grand is dealing with crazy lawsuits and you know, they're trying to.
Now, the dude, Grand Wizard, has put himself in a situation to where he's going to have to answer for this. You're playing with forces that are bigger than you, my friend, and you about to learn about these forces.
Like basically
no Nike Air Force.
They put criminal charges on him and everything like that. Like the elder statesmen of hip hop who feel like the machine, that there are accounts that are maliciously going against them, are basically fighting back in the form of like, you know, doing legal hijinks to go at Grand Chat Wizard, which is, you know, they already exposed who he is. He didn't want people to know that he was a chubby Asian guy from Australia or whatever.
But here's the thing too. If you know that you're this chubby Asian guy from Australia, why are you in the internet space using such colorful language? You know what I'm saying? Why are you using such colorful language? Like, I'm not really 100% sure of what exactly is going on here. You feel me?
Whatever. And I don't know. It's just it's getting crazy out there.
I'll tell you this: when Ack decides to say, "Screw it," it's up. It's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, we've seen this.
It's gonna get nasty because over the years, there's no doubt that people have fed Ack information. Ack knows certain things. But if he always looked at Charlemagne as an ally and a friend, now he's getting a little leery of him. I think it'd take Charlemagne to just come out right now and say some radical shit.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think that Charlemagne had a problem with the Grand Wizard situation. I think that the Grand Wizard situation is going to fall by the wayside in dealing with Charlemagne, in all honesty. I don't think that Grand Wizard is really ready for what he put himself involved in.
It's his home.
But like, Charlemagne's been like dropping the breadcrumbs, suggesting that this is that he has all this shit that he can weaponize against Ack and everything. And it just hasn't like fully launched into a war. Now, I don't think like Charlemagne's not going to play the war the way that Ack is.
No,
he's not going to sit there on Brilliant Idiots and just trash Ack or whatever. But Ack will run content for hours and hours and hours about Charlemagne and like really negatively impact his brand and his reputation in a way that, as big as Charlemagne is, he won't be able to necessarily handle. We've kind of seen this before. And I'm not saying that Ack's going to be able to like destroy Charlemagne's career, but I do think that, I mean, listen, if Academics runs interviews with people involved in that case from back in the day with Charlemagne, which I don't think he's above that. I think that's probably
definitely will do
that's
that.
probably like exactly what he's
That's
thinking.
gonna happen.
That's his nuclear code.
That's gonna definitely happen. But again, man, I you know.
Now, should Academics decide to go that route and he wants to dig into Charlemagne's past, don't forget that Academics has a situation where old girl said that Wookie Bam and whatchamacallit was done to her. So if that's how they gonna go about it, I wouldn't imagine one being above the other when it comes to this level of flammery.
I don't know, man. Ack's in a pretty positive space.
Yeah.
You got some weight loss going on.
Right. That good Retta.
You know, huh?
That's the GLP-1 that Clavicular claims that he sold Ack that helped him lose all that weight.
Oh, Clav said nah.
That's what Clav said. I don't know if Clav was trolling, but I mean, I personally am 100% convinced. Retta is basically like, you know, Ozempic. Retta's like the futuristic new version of Ozempic that apparently like allows you to keep more muscle. It has some other good like features, etc. But it's basically like, you know, one of these hardcore weight loss drugs.
Gotcha.
But I've heard nothing but great things. People love it.
Yeah, he dropped some weight.
No, he lost like 150 pounds. It's actually insane. He probably just put 20 years onto his life.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know.
Lost that much weight?
Yeah. Should we call him? Should we see if he picks up?
Let's see. You know what we calling this some messy shit going on.
Exactly. I wonder what Ack is doing. Oh, wait, he's on vacation, maybe? I don't know if he's still on vacation. Maybe that's why this is not dialing yet.
I'm sorry, the person you were...
Interesting. Okay, but yeah, he's on vacation, so that makes sense that it would be turned off. But I don't know. That's a wild
Academics said, nigga, stop calling my phone. Don't bother me with none of this flammery.
one that I've been observing. I feel like Flacco's probably next. Once they hobble Grand Chat Wizard, the Rock Nation missiles would become pointed directly towards North Dakota. And I think Flacco and his...
Wait, hold on. What did Adam just say?
I'm sorry, the person you were...
Interesting. Okay, but yeah, he's on vacation, so that makes sense that it would be turned off. But I don't know. That's a wild one that I've been observing. I feel like Flacco's probably next.
Damn. Adam dropping that little wooty bams on Flacco. Damn. Hey, that's a dog whistle, bro. That's a dog whistle. I don't know if y'all peep. Adam never comes out and directly says what he wants to happen, but he's like, oh, but if somebody did this, you know, I would be interested. Oh, if one of the YouTube guys decides to look into this, I'm not going to be the one looking into it, but one of the YouTube guys wants to be the one to look into it, then blah, 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 blah. You feel me? Adams is very adamant. You feel me?
Once they hobble Grand Chat Wizard, the Rock Nation missiles would become pointed directly towards North Dakota. And I think Flacco and his campaigns are probably who they're looking at next. I'm personally glad that I never fully hopped on the Rock Nation bandwagon because I could easily see myself being... it's actually crazy to me that they haven't fully...
That is crazy that Adam is putting that... Man, Flacco, be careful, bro. Adam trying to get you up out of here, man. Watch out.
Gone at Ack. I feel like that they would be suing Ack in some way, but maybe by just going at his closest comrade, that's
got
the
to
move.
be careful going at Ack. Ack's a big deal.
Yeah, but if you're Jay-Z, right?
They keep screaming Jay-Z.
You're not scared of Jay-Z?
No, I don't think this Jay-Z's part of that company. I don't think Jay-Z's saying Ack. I think the company as a whole, because of whatever the overall situation is just doing what they doing, bro.
But there's got to be somebody calling the shots when it comes to taking on like the biggest voice in the culture when it comes to the media. And I will tell you that I know people who I speak to.
Now, do you think that the higher ups are going to take these looks at people like Flacco and people like, you know, Chat Wizard and they're going to start making examples of these dudes? Or do you feel like it's kind of like a one and done? You feel me? Like, what do you guys think? You guys think that Flacco's next to kind of get accosted by this situation, or what do y'all think?
Who are extremely knowledgeable about how Jay-Z moves, and they say that the whole idea that Jay-Z is too big and he's not in the trenches of what's going on with this, that, they say absolute bullshit. Jay-Z knows everything that people are saying about him. He knows everybody who he should and does consider an op in this business, and that the idea that he's just so famous and such a billionaire and he's off in the clouds and he can't pay attention to anything. It's I'm combing my hair for 5 days with Beyonce. Bullshit.
Okay.
He's in the trenches just like us. He just sits back and makes these power plays without having to hop on a mic and trash people like we do.
Okay. Why does Rock Nation allegedly have an issue with Act? Because of what and who?
Because Ack has spread the idea, myself, I personally don't really agree with it, but the idea that Tory Lanez is innocent and that Meg Thee Stallion is a demon.
Okay, now stop.
That's an important part of it.
Rock Nation was present at the trial.
She's their artist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to, bro, this is their artist. She's a high profile client, right? I think Tory Lanez's father is the one that started pumping that. It's because of them, the witness changed the story. Or because of them, this, that, or the other, right?
Yeah.
Now, listen, if they're there to support.
Now, this whole like Rock Nation thing is going extremely far. Like, I don't think that any of us really genuinely believe that the people at Rock Nation have nothing better to do than to sit around and play with people like DJ Academics. You feel me? But, you know, regardless.
And the DA is doing their job.
Right.
With squeezing the witness and persuading them to go another way with things, right? He can't go at the DA. Nobody's going to hear that.
Right.
So you go at Rock Nation, and because Jay-Z is the face of Rock Nation, Jay-Z did it.
Right.
Right? So now comes, well, we want to speak to academics because you're doing this, that, or another. It's never going to be just the company, the corporation, right? Their board members have made a decision to do this. It's going to be Jay-Z sent him. Does he know what's going on? Of course he knows what's going on. But is it his idea to say, we're going to go to Meg Thee Stallion's trial with Tory Lanez because we're part of this, that. They went to support.
Right.
You went to Crip Max court date.
Right.
You had nothing to do with whatever the hell was.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's like the same.
Was going on at those tables.
I was just showing support.
This is what I'm saying. So it's like, I think they making it a bigger situation than what it is when it comes to Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and academics. I think Rock Nation is moving at, this is not his only company he's a part of.
Okay. I think that they very much care about the fact that academics and Tory Lanez and everybody else that was involved in the anti-Meg campaign has clearly had like very real negative effects on her career. But you got to like, if you want to scroll back a little bit, you can get to like the Meek Mill thing. I don't think Meek Mill.
Yeah, Meek Mill for sure has a case against academics, and that's going to turn into something else because Meek Mill is maintaining that DJ Academics has been doing these types of things. You feel me? It's a flu-flam.
Those Rock Nation affiliated anymore.
Shooter is an agent clearly running a Wack play. That could be true.
But that clearly had like an extremely negative effect on Meek Mill's career at a certain point, which Meek Mill even said that essentially like 90% of his fan base went away as a result of Academics TV, which is insane. But either way,
not up for a lawsuit.
But this is the most important.
Yeah, and the Academics TV dude is a dude, chat wizard and all that kind of stuff. So Academics, you may have some nasty lawsuits coming up your way for sure.
The thing is that Academics, unlike almost everybody in hip hop media, doesn't kiss the ring when it comes to Jay-Z. So many rappers, industry people, etc., even if they're not directly benefiting from Jay-Z, show him respect, would never go out of their way to push anti-Jay-Z narratives, etc. And I feel like that in particular is probably why they consider Act to be an enemy, because let's be real.
Act's not a rapper.
But it doesn't matter. He's got a way bigger voice than any rapper.
This is what I'm saying.
Almost
those rappers They're rappers. Jay-Z has things that could benefit them.
Right.
Act don't get, what does Jay-Z have that could benefit Act? Could he enhance him in something?
Act's ego is bigger than his channel. That could definitely be true. Chat, I need to go. Apparently, I need to go do whatever I need to go do so I can go link up with this nigga T.I. later on. I'll be back later on, chat. For those of y'all who are in the live, y'all seen the phone call I got, so we're going to do some cool rapper things with the cool rapper people. With that all being said, man, red dots to the left, you know the rest. Hope everybody has a beautiful Sunday. We go.